A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. We're coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. Let's first start off with a look at your top stories this afternoon. A number of low-lying areas in Gaul flooded, mouth of the Madhu River to be widened. Relief to be provided to the people of Kadurwela battered by strong winds. Water levels of reservoirs surrounding hydropower plants rises to 42%. And in your lead story this afternoon, over 700 people in the areas closer to the Kadurwela town in Polonnaruwa have been affected as a result of the strong winds that battered the area yesterday. News First GUM and the team has now arrived in the area to look into and assist the residents affected. Assistant Director at the Disaster Management Centre for Polonnaruwa, Upulnanai Karas, said that more than 170 houses in the Tamankadua Divisional Secretariat have been damaged. A number of roads were blocked and power supply disrupted due to fallen trees. Assistant Director at the Disaster Management Centre, Pradeep Kodipilli, said that the affected people will be compensated after assessing the housing damages. Polonnaruwa Divisional Secretary Sujanta Ekanayaka said that 643 people in the area have been affected by the strong winds. Deputy Director of the Med Department Anusha Varnasurya said that rainfall exceeding 100 millimeters could be expected in several areas across the country. Now, in more adverse weather across the country, a number of low-lying areas in the Gaul district have been inundated following the incessant rains in the area.
According to our correspondent, the flooding has hampered motor traffic in a number of areas, including Karapitia in Gaul. He said that roads in Gaul, Unanvitia and Baddegama are under 3 feet of water. He added that the water level of the Ging River is rising rapidly. The Disaster Management Centre for the Gaul district says Gaul received the highest rainfall in the past 12 hours. Our correspondent also said that heavy winds have accompanied the rains. Meanwhile, the Mathura district is also experiencing heavy rain. Our correspondents say that heavy winds are battering the coastal areas of Mathura, Kambrugamua and Walgama. The heavy rains experienced in the Gaul district last night has resulted in the water level of the Madhu River rising rapidly. The Disaster Management Centre says that a number of areas surrounding Balapitia are at a risk of being inundated with the Madhu River overflowing if the rains continue. Assistant Director of the DMC, Pradeep Kodippilly, says steps are being taken to widen the mouth of the Madu River to prevent this situation.
The water levels of reservoirs in close proximity to hydropower plants have risen to 42% following the recent rains. Now, according to the media spokesperson of the Ministry of Power and Renewable Energy, Sulakshana Jayawardena, the country's hydropower generation has increased to 25%. However, the Department of Irrigation said that water levels of the reservoirs that fall under their purview have not shown a significant increase. According to the Water Management Division of the Irrigation Department, the total water capacity of 12% in their reservoirs has risen to 14%. Today marks Pinara Full Moon Poya Day that occupies a significant place in the history of the Buddha Sasana, as it is on this Poya Day that the Bhikkhuni Sasana was established. The other significance of this Poya Day is that it falls during the Vas retreat season of bhikkhus. Religious occasions have been organized in temples across the island in line with the Pinara Full Moon Poya Day. A shooting was carried out targeting a residence down Veerapura Rajamavata in Moratua. Police say the shooting occurred at 11:05 last night, adding that no one was injured. The residence that was attacked is the home of the General Secretary of the Committee for Protecting the Rights of Prisoners, Sudesh Nandimal. The house belongs to Nandimal's sister. Sudesh Nandimal is the chief witness of the shooting that broke out at the Velikada prison in 2012, which resulted in the deaths of 27 inmates. I stay at my sister's place when I come to Colombo. While I was at her place, we heard a noise. We thought that it was crackers. When I came down, I saw holes in the front gate. I know why this is being done. They are trying to silence me as I am a witness of the murders that took place at the Velikada prison. Minister of Law and Order Sagala Ratnayaka commented on the investigations pertaining to the shooting that broke out at the Velikada prison. Now, the minister expressed these views when he attended an event in Pittabedara. I presented that report to the Prime Minister. According to the report, a lot more investigations need to be carried out and statements need to be obtained. Certain statements need to be taken based on the post-mortem examinations. This is not the right place for me to comment on this because I cannot give you deadlines for all of this. The report was presented to the Prime Minister's Secretary to be given to the Prime Minister. In more political news, speaking at an event in Kantale, leader of the JVP, Anurukumara Dissanayake, compared and contrasted the policies of the previous government with the present government. The journalist Rao of The Hindu interviewed Mahinda Rajapaksa. He was asked whether the Rajapaksa government is leaning towards China and was that the reason the Norachole power plant was given to China to be built. Rajapaksa responded, "But I gave the Sampur plant to India." He was then asked, "You gave the stretch of railway from Mena to Beliata to China." Rajapaksa responded, "But I gave the railway from Omanthai to KKS to India." He was then asked, "You gave the Hambantota port to China to be built." He then responded, "I gave the KKS harbour to India to be built." How do you like their politics? I saw a cartoon recently where it was depicted how Ranil Wickremesinghe, after selling the Hambantota port, was returning with a big bag of money on his back. The cartoon shows a person asking the Premier about the fate of that money. He responds that he will spend it. When asked what happens after that money is over, the Prime Minister goes on to say how he will sell the Mattala airport, the Trincomalee oil farm and the eastern pier of the Colombo port. When asked what will happen after that, the Premier responds that by the end of his 5-year term will be done. Our rulers have only depended on surviving after selling state assets. They have no alternative. We have a loan line from India worth $800 million. We need that money to survive. But if we are to obtain the loan, we need to give the Trincomalee port to India. And with that, we conclude lunchtime news on TV1 for today. Do join us again next hour for more of the very latest. If you want to follow details of these stories and more, you can log on to our website www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Charlene Benedict for the News First team.